So welcome to our... No, you're supposed to go start first. I'm sorry. I apologize. Keep
No,
going.
it's okay. I don't have to be first. Anyway, welcome to our bookshelf tour. Finally going to be sharing what our bookshelves look like. And right now what you're seeing is likely our smaller bookshelf, which houses my Naruto collection.
More like the Naruto shrine. Look at this thing. It's got like the pantheon of favorites.
really love Naruto.
I know, I do too, but obviously to a greater degree. But more than just that, it houses a bunch of our other books too. So
Like the Animorphs series.
which is my, little shrine there.
It's my little candle shelf.
Oh, little, yeah, okay.
And the nonfiction stuff.
The
that
shelf
we
is
own.
little. The collection is extensive.
Shh! Stop telling them my secrets.
Which
But yeah,
are-
that's an overview of that tiny shelf. And now you're looking at the Naruto shelf, or as Macky likes to put it, the shrine. And we're showing you a couple of the Naruto books. These are 2 editions, Itachi Story.
Any Itachi fans, what's up?
And then there's this
And
dude.
then there's this.
Sasuke.
She never likes
Not my
him.
favorite.
She hides all of his figures.
Ah, Shikamaru, my love. He's my number 1 favorite
I know,
from Naruto.
right?
So
Look at
this is his
thing.
story. They
Yeah.
actually animated it for the series too. And then we have Sakura's story, and I actually do like Sakura.
These are light novels that are outside of the actual anime canon, right? Well, no, they're still canon, but they're just outside of it. Like,
And Kakashi's story.
have you read all of these, by the way?
No, I have not. They're all just here for the collection, guys.
Very well, very well.
Oh!
This is my favorite.
Scarlet Spring,
which
they're
is happening
animating
like right
this.
now as we are doing. Yeah, there you go. That's my seal of approval right there. I love this thing right here.
They're animating it
right
for
now.
Boruto, which is
and
the new
I just cannot wait.
generation series. And this is Boruto.
Which I hope they overwrite in a sense, because the way they're building his character now, there's no way he's going to do all of the stuff that he did in that one.
And we have moved on to the Animorph shelf.
So this is my collection. There's an M over there to show that this is mine, as if. But first, brief. I have no idea what that was.
Paris print.
Paris print. Thank you. Okay.
And now he's going to show you his favorites.
Yeah, and then I tell how do we condense a 51 series thing, and I would say the Chronicles, the extra big editions, starting with the Andalite Chronicles. That was actually the first Animorphs book I ever bought. I didn't even buy 1, 2, 3, or 4. I just thought, I'll just try this one. And apparently it was set a little into the books, and so I'm like, I have to collect everything now. Behold, they made more of these Chronicles, right? So the Hork-Bajir, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. And then you've got Visser over there, right? Chronicling. And of course the Elemist. All of the 4 alien races that are pivotal to the whole, tale. It's actually really about 5 human kids, but this was what was I Am Number 4 used to be back in the day.
Oh, look. We're now on the nonfiction shelf.
I'll call it the Miscellaneous shelf because it's
Yeah.
got miscellaneous stuff on it.
Kind of a bunch of things. So we're just going to show you a few of our favorites. This is a Khalil Gibran.
I learned it at my mother's knee.
It was actually a present from her.
Well, no, it's a present from me.
Oh, was it? I thought it was from your
I
mom.
totally got you that book.
This one is Love Letters of Great Men, which if you watch the Sex and the City show, then you will know the significance of that book.
I didn't, so it's pretty though. Ooh, I actually got in line and I saw Felicia Day, and I actually was able to geek out and tell her she did an awesome job with Dr. Horrible.
Oh, Misty Copeland, one of my favorite ballerinas. I had to get her book, and I got to meet her, which was amazing.
Oh, wow, brilliant.
I'm so excited, guys.
It's ironic that she's the one excited about this limited edition Best Buy strategy
It's so
guide.
pretty, though.
It's gorgeous. She saw me
Just
watch.
look at that.
She watched me play Final
Look
Fantasy
at
15.
that, guys. Just look at it.
And sure
Gorgeous.
enough, it is limited edition, and it's gorgeous.
And the story is amazing for this one.
It is though. It actually ended pretty well.
In a complete change of everything.
I actually got this at a press tour or press junket for the Miss Peregrine movie. So grateful that Alexa sent
Still
me.
haven't read it or watched it.
This is our tiny little Avatar shelf.
And let's pretend the candles in the background are not distracting everyone.
Water, fire, earth, air. We had to reshoot that just so I could make that tiny little narration.
And this is the Avatar box set. It's got all 3 seasons in it. And I freaking love this show. It's so funny. So smart. The characters are amazing.
I remember my brother and I watching this thing, and we thought, okay, it's super cool. And then suddenly it gets really deep, and we're like, oh my god, what an amazing story.
It's like one of those things where you think it's just going to be, oh, this great kid show that's entertaining and fun. No, and then it punches you in the feels.
This destroyed my world. It was amazing, right? So can you imagine our joy when Korra came out? And I thought, oh my god, it's Korra. And those glasses are actually Korra glasses. I got them on sale because I am cheap. Yes.
Korra is amazing. It's totally different in terms of vibe, but it's so good.
You know,
and Korra herself is amazing.
Well, Korra Zhang. No, she's not. But she's the Avatar.
Just so good, guys. If you have not watched Avatar or Korra, do it.
You totally
this is my sister shelf, and as you can see, there is a lot of Jennifer L. Armentrout on it because my sister loves that author, and I love her too. I just haven't caught up on all her books. And this is my romance shelf. It's actually the mass market paperback shelf.
Yeah,
really.
it's just mostly romance books, right? But
and there's like fun stuff on it, like this cat mask from Venice.
And that Lottery thing. But anyway, here are the books on that shelf.
I read this one this year. So good, so good. Rachel from Hello Charlie has actually continued the series.
Written in red, right?
And yeah, she says it's really good.
Oh, so this is the only thing that's mine. I may add a couple more. It's the couple of the Ender books. I think towards the end.
Yeah,
Speaker of the Dead, and I can't really read that other one, but it's fine. It's okay.
Have you read them, though?
No.
Wallflower Christmas, that is the last book in the Wallflower series. I love those books. One of my favorite historical romance series ever. Then we have Tempia Twilight. This is part of the Hathaway series. Same author, Lisa Kleypas. Love her historical romances. They're so good. And Julia Quinn. This is my favorite Julia Quinn book, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I do in the Philippines. I don't have a lot here, but that one is one of my favorites. Yes. Lisa Kleypas, Scandal in Spring. That is also part of the Wallflower series. On the Way to the Wedding, Julia Quinn, Bridgerton book. And this one is funny. Like, it's a funny story, and I really enjoyed it too. This is an old school one. Victoria and the Rogue is what I think it's called. Oh my goodness. I did not even realize what I was reading when I was reading it. My all-time favorite historical romance from Lisa Kleypas. Devil in Spring, Devil in Winter. What am I saying? Devil in Winter, so good. Duke and I, also part of the Bridgerton series. Marrying Winterburn, which is a newer historical romance from Lisa Kleypas. Also really good. My favorite of the series so far, I think. Another copy of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. I told you guys I really like that book.
There's like a lot of Julia Quinn on here. Amber Benson book, super cool. Calliope series.
I've never read any of those. Are they good?
Amber Benson.
Devil in Spring, that is sort of connected to Devil in Winter, which is why I enjoyed it tremendously. It's very light historical fiction. Castles, I love this book, and it's not just because the guy is named Colin and the girl is named Alessandra. Cold-Hearted Rake is the first in her latest historical romance series.
Evil Garden Tools, no? Okay.
All-American Girl, this is not historical romance, this is contemporary, and I really love that one too.
Is that the base of the All-American Girl series? No.
Secrets of a Summer Night, first in the Wallflower series. Love that book.
And there are the rest of the Lisa Kleypas books.
I don't remember what the title. Oh, Mine Till Midnight in the Hathaway series. Also Lisa Kleypas.
Another Amber Benson book, same series, Death's Daughter, super awesome.
What's it called? Calliope? Oh, Love
Calliope.
Rosie. That is by Cecilia Ahern. It's turned into a movie with Lily Collins. Just saying. Secret Diaries of Miss Miranda Cheever. Also really love this book. It's because it's an older brother story. The Secret, the first historical romance I ever read, and that's what got me into the genre, and I really love that book.
Also not the Oprah one.
It Happened One Autumn is in the Wallflower series, and also really good. Freakonomics, which is one of Mel's books. Haven't read it, so I can't really tell you anything about it.
Mass market paperback. Also, there was a square watermelon on it.
This cat mask is from our trip to Venice, and it is one of my favorite things I brought back. There is also that mug. It's actually a passenger mug, Passenger by Alexander Bracken, and it says, "Look lively, we've a journey to make." And now you have my lottery box collection. One is from Paris, one is from New York, and that one is from when Macky did the press junket for Miss Peregrine's.
There were blue macarons. It was awesome.
And here's an overview of my entire shelf. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff on it. Also, there are rainbow shelves and collection shelves and just a lot of stuff.
We're on RainCon 5, which is Rainbow Configuration 5. It is the fifth time she's rearranged everything.
The Harry Potter shelves, which we actually have in another video. We talked about everything that's on them, so we will just link to that, but that's kind of what they look like right now. And there's a Doctor Who shelf, which has our DVDs and the audiobooks and stuff like that, and all of the Funkos, of course, which we will probably also talk about in some other video.
In the essence of self-indulgence, we're going to break this all down. This is just the overview, but...
we really love that shelf.
Yeah.
Also, these are my Sarah J. Maas shelves, which I will not be talking about in this video because I plan to do a separate one with my full collection of stuff because there is a lot. Because I really love Sarah J. Maas and her books.
We must pay tribute where tribute is due.
So many things on the shelf, and that's not even half of it, guys.
The fandom must prevail.
Anyway, back to the overview of our shelves. You can see there are few rainbows. There's like a huge hardcover one, and then the paperbacks. These are a couple of other collection shelves, I guess I want to say. We'll go into detail about them shortly, but these are books that are either classics, or books I read as a kid, or my ginormous fairy tale collection, which keeps on growing.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty big for, like, the apartment that we have and the
Yeah,
lifestyle
it didn't used to be that big. It's just, there's so many pretty editions. Can't help myself, guys. Can't help myself. I also have an unofficial Frances Hodgson Burnett collection, which...
I approve of so hard.
It's so good, though. It's funny, though, because I only collect 2 of her books.
Which is, yeah, I mean, there's no love for Little Lord Fauntleroy.
I don't even remember it. That's terrible. And this is the
Master
Fairy
Cedric.
Tales shelf. We took out all the stuff on it. There were a lot of Disney princesses. This is an edition of Beauty and the Beast that I got from Rachel for one Christmas, I want to say. Old school illustration there. This was also a present, this time, actually both of them were, from Hannah I'm So Obsessed With, and they're these beautiful editions of fairy tales from Hans Christian Andersen and the Brothers Grimm. I prefer the Brothers Grimm in general, but I will always have a soft spot for The Little Mermaid, because these are Perrault's Fairy Tales, the Folio Society edition, and they're so pretty, these editions. So expensive, but so pretty.
Totally have this Grimm headcanon where they have the Andersons as well. That'd be awesome. Kind of like TVD in the originals.
And this is the Folio Society Hans Andersen's Fairy Tales.
Yeah, Hans Christian
These are
Andersen.
actually expensive if you buy them off the Folio Society site, but I usually just troll through eBay. Haha. Fun fact for you guys, I troll through eBay and I get it for a little bit cheaper. These are Celtic Tales, which I haven't read, but I really love that
They're
cover.
gorgeous. I need that for research.
And a Grimm's Fairy Tales. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of Grimm's Fairy Tales editions because those were the fairy tales I grew up reading and those are the ones I love the best. This is an interesting edition because it kind of has an illustration style that's a little different from the others. It's a bit more horror-ish.
Well, Grimm's Fairy Tales are scary.
I love this edition. It looks so old school fairy tales, which is kind of amazing.
That's a lot
Ooh, one of
Grimm.
my favorites. It's the Mina Lima edition of Beauty and the Beast, and it's gorgeous on the inside. It has a lot of like things you can pull out or things you can play with, so it's very interactive.
Speaking of stuff bigger on the
I
inside.
love this. It should technically be on the Doctor Who shelf, but fairy tales, so we're just gonna put it on this fairy tale shelf because why not? Fairy Tales from the Brothers Grimm. I also really love this edition because it's so shiny.
No.
Yes, I like
Shiny.
shiny things. Also, shiny is this beautiful Barnes & Noble edition of The Snow Queen and Other Tales. It's so beautiful.
She did not let it go. She didn't. Totally held it all in.
And then there is another edition of Grimm's Fairy Tales. I'm pretty sure my sister Mel got me this one from one of my birthdays. And another edition. I don't know why there's 2 purple ones, but also a Barnes & Noble edition, in case you were wondering.
So pretty. That's really the only reason.
Then Victorian Fairy Tales, which I had a friend send to me, Estelle, and I haven't read any of them, but I will. And this is my very battered original copy of Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, which I used to read over and over when I was a kid. And now we're going to show you the books that are in that little stack. We have another edition of Grimm's Fairy Tales. This one is a gift from Jess over at Midsummer
We're not
Reads.
surprised at this point.
And Hans Christian Andersen.
I'm telling you, headcanon. Grimm's and Anderson's.
Grimm's Fairy Tales. Very beautiful editions, these two. I really, really love how they look. And just perfect.
Right? The Grimms have the scary monsters and the Andersons talk to the Fae. It's going to be awesome.
That'd actually be cool. And these are technically not fairy tales, but I decided to put them on the shelf because it just made sense in my head.
Didn't we get these at Cape Cod?
I think so, yes. We have Myths of the Norsemen, Tales of Ancient Egypt, and Tales of the Greek Heroes.
Basically, Rick Riordan source mythology.
We're actually missing Romans, now that I think about it, which is terrible. I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, next shelf, we have the Frances Hodgson Burnett collection.
Ugh.
Little Princess. I really love this cover, actually, in particular.
I grew up low-key in love with Sarah
And
Crew.
look at the Secret Garden cover.
Mary Lennox, not so much.
I actually liked Mary Lennox the older I was when I read it. The first time I read it, I didn't.
I wanted to hang out with Mary. I wanted to marry Sarah.
And this is like a bind-up that has both of them.
It's gorgeous.
But yeah, Sarah Crew has always been one of my favorite literary heroines.
Just I can't even.
I love her. A Little Princess.
I
love this cover as well.
I wrote headcanon about Sarah Crew fanfiction.
Which is kind of amazing. Oh, in other topics, since
she
we're
means
still
the cover's
talking...
not my fanfiction headcanon.
No, we're still talking about A Little Princess in the Secret Garden. The Secret Garden musical has such great songs. It's so good. And we got a chance to see it in concert last year, and it was so good.
Sarah Bogues was amazing.
I also have a soft spot for these movies, but you know.
From Little Mermaid to...
That's just me.
Dead wife and mother.
These two hardcovers are actually the same illustration on the cover that I had on my original editions. Ooh! I almost dropped that one, which you will see a little bit later. I can't find the Little Princess one, which bothers me. I'm going to see if I can hunt it down when I go back to the Philippines later this year. Love this edition. Barnes & Noble, once again. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble's really
so
killing
shiny.
it with these classic, shiny kind of book
so
covers.
Pretty. Oh, the next few are also Barnes & Noble. This is another Little Princess.
Which kind of makes me interested if this is like the revised version or the letters to
This
Sarah
is a very
Crew.
unexpected one because they never really make the Secret Garden in any color other than green. So it's kind of interesting that they chose blue for that. Yeah. Here's my original copy of the Secret Garden. As you can see, it's kind of battered, but I love it. I still have to find my Little Princess one. And this is a beautiful Puffin in Bloom edition of A Little Princess. So gorgeous. And then a Secret Garden, which is really minimalist and cute.
This was actually this pink one is actually what I grew up with reading The Secret Garden with.
I found that one at a bargain bookstore, and then that small one is a gift from Rachel from Hello Jelly. And now we're going to go to one of my favorite authors and my collection of her books. And
Hello,
I
Jodie.
love Jodie Meadows. I have since I read her debut novel Incarnate. This is the first trilogy she published, which is the New Soul trilogy: Incarnate, Asunder, and Infinite. And it's this interesting mix of sci-fi and fantasy. So it's very unusual, but so good. Also, my number one book boyfriend is in that series. This is the duology, The Orphan Queen and The Mirror King, and this is also extremely good. I absolutely love Will, and I kind of identify with her a lot because she reminds me of me. This is Jodie's upcoming book, Before She Ignites, the first in her new trilogy, the Fallen Isles trilogy, and it has dragons in it, which is important.
I'm just making really crappy comments.
And this is the paperback of The Orphan Queen that Jodie sent me, which is really, really nice of her. I'm still collecting the paperback editions. And this is the German edition of Incarnate, which is a very different cover from the others. And it's shiny. I can't even say that, so I'm not going to try.
It takes like 4 words to make Incarnate, really?
I think it means something else, but I will never know. If anyone knows German and
no
wants
linguist,
to tell us.
But I'm pretty sure all those 4 words can't possibly mean Incarnate unless.
And these are the finished copies of our books. If you can see the tabs on top of the first one, that's because I marked it up like the very last time I read it because it's amazing. Also, I'm telling you guys, my all-time book boyfriend from YA Books is in that series. I'm just saying. And these are the finished copies of The Orphan Queen and The Mirror King, which have very pretty covers.
Lovely.
I also really want that cloak. So, okay, moving on to the next shelf, I'll show you a little bit of the stuff that's on it. That is a tray that my friends Pat and Ian brought back from Paris. And this is a photo that Rachel from Hello Charlie gave me for one of my birthdays. We went horseback riding for our Books in Real Life feature. And there is this cute Anne bookmark from Happy Helloco. This is not focusing. There it is! Okay, so on one side of this shelf is my Roald Dahl collection. It's not the complete one. That would be at home in the Philippines. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I used to be obsessed with Roald Dahl books. Matilda was always my favorite. When I was little, I used to hide under our kitchen counter with a popsicle and a copy of Matilda because I loved that book so much and I wanted to be Matilda's friend so badly. I also really, really, really love the movie.
I kind of wanted to be Matilda. Like, that telekinesis was awesome.
And then there's a copy of The Little Prince, which I got at Shakespeare and Company in Paris. Love that book.
Feels in pain. I wanted to bring it out again because I grew up with it, and my mother had introduced that into our lives, and it was beautiful. So I just wanted to say that.
There's also this really pretty illustrated edition of it, right? Well, that we do not own yet, but we will.
We will.
Oh, look, it's one of my favorite series. It's funny because Macky is the person who got me to read these books, and I don't think he's read every single one of these other books.
I actually had the entire series at home in the Philippines, and with these exact covers.
Yeah.
Like the art, not so much the binding. And I bought all of them on a whim because
so good.
the first book killed me. I didn't read anything else afterwards. But I just really loved...
Meanwhile, I've read the entire series 2 or 3 times, and it's incredible.
And let's not ignore my weakness for redheads, shall we?
This is The Road to Yesterday. It's like this additional book with more stories
Who's in
Green
it?
Gables. I think it's still Rilla who's in it.
Ah.
So I haven't read that one, but I will. This is a pretty puffin edition of Anne of Green Gables, and it was a gift from Rachel.
But I love Anne Shirley.
This is an old book from my childhood. It's Betsy, Tacy, and Tib by Maud Hart Lovelace, and I used to read this book all the time. It was about 3 best friends, which was amazing. Another old book from my childhood, A Dream of Sadler's Wells, which is a ballet book. And I just really I was obsessed with ballet. Still kind of am, so it was a fun thing for me to read back in the day. And then we have Nicola and the Viscount, I don't know how to say that. Another historical romance from Meg Cabot, which was entertaining as heck. It's kind of funny that it has a YA-looking cover, though.
But it's totally not. Is it? Is it not?
I guess it could be. Maybe. They're a little bit older, though.
I got into this when I was in like 2nd grade, and somebody brought this book to school, and I'm like, oh, what is that? Dealing with Dragons, awesome. Okay, it's got dragons, and got into it, loved it, pimped it to Alexa, and she was like,
I binge read it, and it was amazing. Cimarine is amazing.
No, she's cool. Simarine's my girl. We're awesome.
Amazing. She's so incredible.
Like technically, she's like 800 years.
I'm so happy I actually read it
cooler
now.
than me, huh?
I'm so happy I read it now.
I know, right?
Oh, look, another part of my childhood, a very big part. It's the Little House series. I actually did an event with Hannah from So Obsessed With for this series, I think 2 years ago, and we had so much fun rereading them. Fun story. When I was little, my mom used to threaten to get rid of the first book in that series because I would never set it down even to eat. So I learned to behave so she wouldn't throw away my copy, which I still have somewhere in the Philippines. And then we have the Boxcar Children. This is just a random book in the series. I used to love the Boxcar Children when I was little. And then they released this new set of stories, which we saw at BA. Mm-hmm. And Macky was like, we have to get them. And I was like, of course we do.
I actually got my god niece one of the like the whole first 3 books. It was awesome. Came with a nice journal too.
I know. I just really like that they're siblings and that they have to, figure things out on their own. I think that was always my favorite part of it.
Alrighty, this is Spirit of the Wild. I can't even begin to say how much I love this book. My aunt gave it to me for I don't know when, but she traveled and she got me that book, and I just had to get a copy for myself again.
Okay, so when I was little, I loved the American Girls. I actually had 2 of the dolls, and Samantha is one of them, and she's my favorite. So this is just a collection of all of her books. I think there are 6 of them. And every single one of the collections that my sister and I own, some of which are back in the Philippines, have the same stories, but it's from different time periods, so it's just interesting to see how it plays out in all these different time periods. Love Samantha, she was always my favorite.
You had dolls?
Yes, I did. Oh, look, we're going down, down, down to the bottom of this particular bookcase. And it's classics and a few other things. So we have Smog guarding my treasure there.
Smug, all smug. Anyway.
Okay, so Macky and I went to the Strand, I think it was last year, and we found this beautiful out-of-print collection of all the books, the Narnia books by C.S. Lewis, and it's incredible.
Oh, interesting.
It's so good.
I don't remember getting that.
And then there is this beautiful rifle paper cover for Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I forgot. I think that was the edition 2 of The Little Princess earlier. This is a pretty illustrated edition of Pride and Prejudice, which is one of the 2 Jane Austen novels I have read.
I was about to say Emily Bront. Jane Austen.
Nope. And this collection of novels that's coming up next is also a bunch of Jane Austen ones. I just really love the bright colors and the patterns, so I had to get them all. Plus, I do intend to read her other books. So that's Pride and Prejudice, that's Persuasion, Northanger Abbey, Love and Friendship, which, if you notice, has a misspelled title, which I did not notice until we were filming this, which kills me a little on the inside.
So she took it out like right. Emma Sense and Sensibility. And what was
this is a beautiful drop cap edition of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Why does it have an A? Austen. Got it.
I also just bought it because it has an A on it.
Ooh. Which Sherlock Holmes is this?
It's a bunch of the stories.
Oh, okay.
It's actually
a collection.
It's a collection. It's not just one.
I tried reading The Hound of the
And
Baskervilles
there
as a child.
is I Capture the Castle by Jodie Smith, which I only read earlier this year and really, really enjoyed. And then we have my original copies of the Tolkien books. I have The Hobbit, which I absolutely love. Fellowship of the Ring, which I fell asleep reading the first time I tried to read it. Then we have The Two Towers and The Return of the King. Oh, love. My sister finally watched the movies this year, which I'm very proud of her for. She actually really enjoyed them.
Yeah, she powered through. We're proud.
And then we have the beautiful Folio Society editions. This is the one for The Hobbit. You have little Legolas hanging out on the other side over there, in case you missed that.
I wonder which her favorite one is then, in that case.
Mel's? I think it was Return of the King. And that's Fellowship of the Ring.
I meant of the Fellowship, which one was your favorite?
Oh, Two Towers. Clearly obvious. I have a Legolas pillow, too. It's just not here. Fun fact for you guys.
Where she keeps it?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Oh no, a book fell in the back. Okay, now we're going to the Shakespeare side. It's Romeo and Juliet. I have a soft spot for Romeo and Juliet because it is the first ever Shakespeare play, and I actually read the play, not like the abridged editions. So, yeah.
Yeah, forsooth, it was a great read, yes.
This is a collection of his sonnets, which I got also at Shakespeare & Company. I really love the way this looks. Another random Doctor Who thing on our shelves is the Shakespeare notebooks, which is also really fun. Then we have this huge Barnes & Noble edition of all of his work, which I'm not even going to attempt to try and carry around to read because that would be crazy.
Whoopee.
Also, this is the Oxford Illustrated Shakespeare Dictionary with all of the terms and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
I should take that along with you.
And then we have Shakespeare Retold, which is a bunch of his more famous stories retold in a easier to digest manner. I really love Shakespeare. He is a lot of work to read, especially if you're not used to it, but it's so worth it. Oh look, the first part of the rainbow shelf. The rainbow hardcover shelf, I might add.
Red.
This is like the fire shelf. That's what it looks like. Look at all those Funkos, guys.
Them pop
and
vinyls.
The candles. Ah, Mushu, don't fall. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the books. If you are sensitive to series being split, I will warn you now, they are split up on the shelf. Clearly,
I am sensitive.
This first book
to
is the third book in a series. Love this dystopian trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. Just gonna say that now.
Every time she goes to rainbow configuration, I die a little.
The Scorpio Races by Maggie Seawater, so good. I haven't read it in a while, but it has some of the best writing and the most atmospheric setting ever.
First book.
Eon. Love this book.
Where's Iona? On another shelf. Because RainCon 5.
Ruin and Rising, which is the third book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy.
It's all out of order.
The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, which is basically a romantic comedy in book form. But I actually read that one out loud to my sister and my cousin.
Lovely.
Wind Witch is the second book in the Witchland series by Susan Dennard. Oh, this is a good one. It's Secret by Lindsay Smith, which has psychic Russian spies in it.
Secret.
Teen psychic Russian spies, I
need to read these books.
I'll Meet You There, which is a contemporary YA novel by Heather Demetrios. Amazing. I love this next book. The Shadow Queen is a story that is sort of a Snow White retelling, but not, because there's stuff in there that's new and great. Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, which I read and loved. It's a little dense at the beginning, but so good. Outrun the Moon is historical fiction set in San Francisco after the earthquake, the fire. I don't remember if it's an earthquake or fire.
Diabolic.
Love this cover.
Is that knives?
No, it doesn't quite look like knives, but it's blades for sure. Ooh. This one is going to be something a lot of people recognize. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes.
Oh, the movie came out last year.
Sam Claflin and Amelia Clark. Oh, When Dimple Met Rishi, one of my favorite books from 2017. So
There's
good.
There's the coffee involved, obviously.
Song Rising is the third book in the Bone Season series. Love that book too. Unmade, also a third book in a series. If you have not yet read the Lindburn Legacy series, you should. So funny. Such a snarky main character. Oh my goodness, this book made me cry.
I need to read
It's
any
so
book that makes you cry.
good. It just made me sob like a baby. Scandalous Sisterhood of Prickwillow Place, which is a really fun middle grade sort of murder mystery. No. Scandal, which is the sequel to Secret.
Ooh, I noticed the font.
Hunted, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that I really, really love this year. The Crown's Game, oh my goodness, Russia, magic, all good. Golden by Jessie Kirby, one of my all-time favorite contemporary YA novels. And Stronger Than You Know by Jolene Perry, which is really short, but it actually has a lot of emotional impact. And now moving on to the greens and sort of the start of the blues, I guess, and a little bit of yellow.
You see Prince Naveen all the way over there.
And don't forget Pascal. And of course, there's Rex. Don't forget Rex.
Love Rex. Rex was the first pop vinyl I bought for myself.
And of course, guys, if you've noticed, there are a lot of melting library candles on there because I love them. Alright, book time! Wow, I think I'm struggling to pull this book out. Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, which I have not read.
I actually have read it, and it's intense. She's a really good
The
writer.
important part of this is it's signed! I got to meet her,
God.
and she signed it.
Yeah.
Still dying on the inside
Still
over
dying from secondhand.
Life by
death.
Committee, Corianne Haydu, who is one of my favorite YA writers. She has such great prose, and she's so good at coming up with unique stories. Okay, don't let the title throw you off. This is such a great women's fiction story. Just saying.
Is it about
one of my
having
favorite.
a sugar daddy?
Surprisingly, no.
Then great.
Something real. If you like reality TV shows, you may like this book because it's about a family who are part of a reality TV show. OCD Love Story, another Corianne Haydu book, which I absolutely loved. Again, very unique, very different. If you like spies, you may want to read Also Known As, which is funny and hilarious and has a lot to do with spies. Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins, which is adorable YA contemporary romance at its finest. Friendship book, more your jam, then Since You've Been Gone will probably be a good option for you. The Kiss of Deception is a first in a fantasy trilogy. Really enjoyed it. It's just so unexpected. Taylor Swift fans, anyone? Open Road Summer is probably your book. The Unexpected Everything, which is a Morgan Matson book, which has ice cream and dogs. Oh my goodness, this is another book that made me cry. 1+1 by Jojo Moyes. So good. Where the Stars Still Shine by Trish Dollar is still my favorite Trish Dollar book. Until now. This is more like a book that's similar to Scandal, the TV show Scandal, so you guys might enjoy that one. Oh no, I almost dropped it. My favorite Emery Lord book is The Start of Me and You. So good. I really love that book. Another great contemporary from her. Okay, Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a standalone fantasy, and I also really love this UK cover. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I love this one because I could relate to Kath, who writes fan fiction, because
she's writing the Runaways now.
Windfall, which is amazing. Jennifer E. Smith's latest book. Oh my goodness, I finally read All the Light We Cannot See, and it is so good. Such a great historical fiction novel. The Perilous Sea, which has sort of a dragon-y thing on its cover. Yes, it's amazing. Okay. That's my favorite book in that series. Passenger, which is a time travel adventure written by Alexandra Bracken, first in a duology.
I like duologies.
The Last Time We Say Goodbye, which is more of a hard-hitting contemporary novel. I really like that one as well. And we have Finding Serendipity, which is part of the Tuesday McGillicuddy series, which is so much fun, such an imaginative middle grade. Oh look, we moved on to the full blue shelf, because apparently I have a lot of blue books.
So obviously a lot of Cap and Peggy.
Look, I have 2 Caps.
And a Peggy.
And a Peggy, of course.
And of course Beast and Anna.
There's an Annabeth hanging there.
Annabeth? No, probably not. Okay, zooming in right now.
Alright, Blue-Eyed Devil is actually my favorite contemporary romance from Lisa Kleypas. So good. Sequel to Sugar Daddy, which you saw earlier. Love this book. If you can't tell, it's kind of battered at the corner over there. Shadow Scale, which is a sequel to Serafina. It's also really good. This is the library binding version.
It's gorgeous. I need it.
Untold, which is the second Lindburn Legacy book. also really good. Sassy main heroine, great stuff. The Winner's Crime, also a sequel. It's in the Winner's Trilogy, and this one is actually really, really good as well. Another sequel, The Heart of Betrayal, which is second to Kiss of Deception. Also extremely excellent.
All of these out-of-order books are giving me hives.
Brightly Woven, which is Alexandra Bracken's debut novel. I actually really, really enjoyed it, and I would kill for her to continue that series, if it's a series. Also, a sequel, Crown of Embers. Really, really good stuff. If you haven't read the Fire and Thorns trilogy, you should. The Immortal Heights, which is the sequel to The Perilous Sea, which you saw earlier. So good. The Valiant, which is Valiant, which is amazing. Gladiators. Female gladiators, guys. That's all you need to know.
Oh, this one I got for Alexa at the Texas airport because I love this so much. The Girl Who Drank the Moon deserves its Newbery Award.
The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, which I really enjoyed. I have to reread this book so I can finish the series, which I haven't yet.
Her stuff.
Saint Anything, a Sarah Dessen novel I absolutely loved. It's a bit of a departure for her stuff, but I really enjoyed it.
We have a bunch of Sarah Dessen stuff, right?
I love Sarah Dessen. Love and Other Foreign Words by Erin McCann is like an underrated YA contemporary to me. She's such a funny writer, and this story was just so good. It was so fun. Oh, I love this next one too. Even If the Sky Falls is set in New Orleans, and it's just so good. It just happens over the course of a night. Amazing. Ooh, sci-fi fans, this one's for you. These Broken Stars by Megan Spooner and Amy Kaufman. So fun. It's like Titanic, sort of happening in space.
Amy Kaufman, Illuminate Amy Kaufman?
Yes, the same Amy Kaufman. So good.
So awesome.
I love this book a lot. I've actually reread this one. This is the only one in the trilogy I've reread, actually. Like a River Glorious, which is the second in Ray Carson's Western YA trilogy. The third one's coming out later this year, which I'm excited about. Then we have The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord, which is tied for my favorite Emery Lord book. So good. It's about a girl who questions her faith, and she goes to a summer camp that's different from the one she usually attends. So good. Oh, Anna Kendrick. I love Anna Kendrick. This is Scrappy Little Nobody, and it was so much fun to read.
Love her.
The Wish Granter by C.J. Redwine is the second novel in a companion series, and it is inspired by Stiltskin. Can't say his name. The Careful Undressing of Love, which is another Corey Ann Haydu book, so unique. That one is definitely very different. Across a Star-Swept Sea, which is inspired by The Scarlet Pimpernel, so much fun to read. Magnus Chase. I love Rick Riordan, so does Macky. This is The Sword of Summer. So good.
I think I've read that one.
That's the first book in that series. Bitter Kingdom, the finale to Ray Carson's Fire and Thorns trilogy. Amazing. So amazing. One of my favorite romantic moments in YA happens in that book.
Really?
So. Oh, more blue books. In case you thought there wasn't enough. But now we have a few purple ones. A couple of Disney princesses there, and a queen. Gotta be specific about that.
And a warrior. Sup, Mulan?
Alright, now we're gonna talk more about these books. Oh my goodness, The Someday Suitcase is Corey Ann Haydu's second middle grade. So good, made me cry.
It's a lot of pretty.
Dreams of Gods and Monsters. Jeez, I can't even read titles right, apparently. So good, part of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. The Geography of You and Me is another cute YA contemporary from Jennifer E. Smith. It's actually my second favorite, I want to say. Yes, second favorite.
Of her books?
Yes. And The Only Thing Worse Than Me Is You is a sort of modern-day spin on Much Ado About Nothing, which I love.
Ooh, interesting.
This is another spy book. It's actually the sequel to Also Known As, and it's so much fun. If you like Comic-Con or cosplay or nerdy, geeky stuff, then you are probably going to enjoy The Geek's Guide to Unrequited Love.
Otherwise known as my childhood.
Words in Deep Blue is pretty much a love letter to bookstores and words and stories, and just amazing. Blueberry Pancakes Forever is the third book in the Tuesday McGillicuddy series.
Do we have the whole thing?
Yes, we
awesome.
do. Wonder is incredible. There is a movie coming out as well, which I'm very excited for.
Ooh.
I love this cover. This Adventure Ends is an Emma Mills novel, and it's so
Gee, now I know the
fun.
ending. Thanks, book cover.
Breathe Annie Breathe is a Miranda Keanly novel from her 100 Oak series. Oh, I just read this one this year, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It was funny. Not necessarily like completely writing advice, but it was stuff I could relate to. How to Love is hard-hitting. YA contemporary. I haven't reread it in a while, actually. Maybe I should do that. Secret of a Heart Note is so cute. It's about a girl and her mother who make sense to sort of make people fall in love with each other. My Lady Jane is a collaboration between Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodie Meadows, and it's hilarious historical fantasy. Wayfarer, on the other hand, is the sequel to Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, and so amazing! What a great conclusion. This is going to look weird because I only have one book, but it's The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan, the very last book of that series.
Of that particular arc.
It was so good. Look, it's Percy.
Of course it's Percy.
Something Strange and Deadly, zombie book, set in his, I think it's the 1900s? 1800s? I can't
Because
even
why
remember.
not zombies in the 1900s?
It's amazing, though. The Forbidden Wish is Jessica Corey's take on Aladdin, except that it's from the point of view of the genie, who happens to be female, which is so good. It was so good, you guys. I absolutely love that one. And it's a standalone, so once you're done, you're done.
And
Seraphina, which we both love.
It was amazing. Yeah, I really like this book.
You know, I really like the music angle of that book, actually.
Oh yeah. I can't even begin to.
When the Moon Was Ours, Magical Realism by Anna Marie McLemore. Incredible.
I think this book is going to kill me.
Such an incredible writer. Wanderlove, if you like travel books, this is a good one. It's by Kirsten Hubbard, and it's so fun because it's set in South America. Should let Mel read that one.
Mm-hmm.
Their Fractured Light is the end of the Starbound trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and it was such a good conclusion.
I'm going to read that now.
A Week Without Tuesday. This is the second book of the Tuesday McGillicuddy series. See? Have the whole thing. Told ya.
So happy.
And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer is a novella by Frederick Bachman about a boy and his grandfather who has Alzheimer's.
Gosh.
So good. Moving right along to the pinks and the start of the whites. Oh, Rapunzel. I love Rapunzel.
Mrs. Potts and, of course, Buffy Summers, all the way to the right.
Dun, 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 dun. I feel like that should be like the soundtrack of that.
Nah,
bit.
we're good. Anything from Home Alone.
Once and for all, there's wedding planning in this book. There is adorable swoony moments in this book, and there's a lot of banter in this book too.
Swoony banter. No, that's not true.
What I Thought Was True is actually my favorite Huntley Fitzpatrick book. It's set on an island. I believe it's... No, it's not Nantucket. I don't remember.
More Lisa Kleypas.
Devil in Winter. Again, my favorite historical romance from Lisa Kleypas. Under a Painted Sky, Western YA by Stacey Lee, which is so different from any other YA historical that I've read. Furthermore, which is like Alice in Wonderland, but Tahara Mafi style, which is incredible. Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway, another very cute YA contemporary read.
It's a great set of books, Lex.
Why, thanks. Oh, one of my favorite covers ever, Unspoken by Sarah Reese Brennan, which is the start of the Lindburn Legacy series. So pretty. I wish they had kept them like that. My favorite Jennifer E. Smith book, Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between.
It's funny how I don't know any of your books at all until I actually...
And this one's also really good, guys. Shuffle Repeat by Jen Klein. It's so underrated, and I wish more people would read it. So cute. Making Pretty by Corey Ann Haydu. Again, one of my favorite YA authors, just because she's so good at writing things that are so different. The Wrong Side of Right by Jen Marie Thorne, which is also a really good YA contempt. This is a lot of YA contempt. My all-time favorite, Sarah Dessen, Along for the Ride.
I knew we had a bunch of Sarah Dessen
so
books.
good. I love that book. Oh, look, it's the second book in the Starbound series.
Starbound.
This Shattered World, which is very Romeo and Juliet, which is probably why I loved it.
Is it a linear story with the same characters?
No, different characters in each book.
Sweet.
Brown Eyed Girl is the last book in the Travis Family series by Lisa Kleypas. Very cute, very cute. It's not my favorite, though, in case you couldn't tell. We already saw that one. We have The Dream Thieves and Blue Lily Lily Blue, which are the second and third book in the Raven cycle.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I love the cover of The Dream Thieves. Okay, moving right along, 99 Days, which is my favorite Katie Cotugno book. I also really just like the way that cover looks because it's so Tumblr-y. First and Then, which is Pride and Prejudice meets Friday Night Lights. I've never seen Friday Night Lights, so I can't actually tell you if that part is right.
Friday Night Lights?
Football, TV show, drama. Just One Day and Just One Year by Gail Forman. I absolutely love this duology. It's so
This looks painful.
freaking good. It is painful, though.
Ugh, there you go. In my day, there was a movie called Dying Young. Julia Roberts fans, anyone? No? Am I the only old one here? Yes, I'm old.
Oh, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, which is incredible. It's about a girl who wants to take revenge on the people who executed her family.
Ugh,
And she goes to assassin school. Tell me
Wow.
3 things, because I just really like this cover. It's also really good, but you know, the cover's
For a
just...
minute there, I thought those were waffles.
They are waffles on
I
them.
need waffles right now.
1,000 Pieces of You and 10,000 Skies Above You, which are both in the Firebird trilogy by Claudia Gray. Time travel, sci-fi. Anyone a fan?
Now I really want waffles.
Madly, which is a book, a fantasy book, a very light fantasy book, about a girl who's an expert at mixing potions, and she wants to win this competition that involves doing that.
Potion drinking.
Hi, Steve.
Ah, yes, Steve Trevor.
Look, the cat's
is
saying hi,
rounding
guys.
our- It's a plushy cat. By the way, we
Yo,
haven't been
Steve.
calling them out, but there have been like a bajillion candles already.
I said it. I mentioned a little. The last book in the Travis Family series for you guys, it's The Smooth Talking Stranger. That's the last one I have to show you. It's the 3rd one in the series. That doesn't look comfortable,
No, but it makes for great book covers.
apparently.
Like Mariah Carey.
The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. Historical fiction. So moving. So good.
Painful.
I haven't seen the movie yet, though, which is a travesty. When We Collided by Emery Lord, and it's about a girl named Vivi and a boy named Jonah and a summer where they meet. Every Last Word by Tamara Irelandstone. Also really good. I love the books in real life we did inspired by that one, too. And the next trilogy is one of my all-time favorites. It is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy by Jenny Han. And it's To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever, Lara Jean.
These are all like song lyrics
So
and song titles.
So cute. And I just love that there's an Asian girl on the cover. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, Morgan Matson's debut,
Heard of
which is
this.
so fun. Summer of Chasing Mermaids by Sarah Auckler, which is a modern take on The Little Mermaid. Oh, The Weight of Feathers by Anna Marie Mucklemore. Her debut novel, so good. Got a little circus thing going on for it. Amazing. After You, which is the sequel to Me Before You, and I'm actually a fan of it. I know a lot of people aren't, but I am. Ransom by Julie Garwood, which is my favorite historical
Pretty
romance
cover.
from her. This is a gift from my friend Kelly.
What's up,
So
Kelly?
good. I keep saying so good, but it's true. The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson, which is the first in that series, and it's more political, lots of court intrigue type thing, so I don't think he's gonna like it. Darkest Minds, the first book in that dystopian series. Oh, look, most of the first books are coming out now. The Girl of Fire and Thorns, which is the first book of that
Did
series.
we line up for this?
No.
Anyway.
Oh, this is a fun one, guys. Ironcast by Destiny Soria. So interesting. It's got magic, sort of, in it, but it's like blood magic, which is interesting. Another Western YA, which has an incredible cover, Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. Oh, look, also the first in its series, The Burning Sky. Ooh, I like the next book a lot, too. This is like historical YA, and it's called The Season by Sarah McLean, who is also a historical romance author, which I love. The Winner's Curse, which is the first book in that trilogy. See a lot of first books here. Series starter shelf. Except for this one, because this is the finale of the Something Strange and Deadly series.
Imperium, this is my book. Takes place thousands of years after the Tapestry series takes place. So I'm just like, how can this be the last series? I am dead. And so I'm collecting everything.
Walk on Earth, a Stranger, another series starter. Such a fun Western YA. It's kind of like you follow the pioneers on their way to Quest, which is really fun. Moving on to the Greys
Miko.
and the Blacks. Greedy Miko. Doesn't he have a biscuit in his hand?
I am totally Miko.
And you can see all of my Six of Crows goodies too. There's like the bookmarks and the dice there. Bunch of candles again, because I love candles.
And random Natasha Romanova.
An Ember in the Ashes, which is sort of Roman inspired, I want to say. It's also really, really great. I haven't read the sequel yet though, so don't yell. Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, which I read this year, and it's really fun. I don't read a lot of pirate books, but that one I will make an exception for. Speaking of pirates, Siege and Storm, second book in Lee Bardugo series, has a pirate in it. Letters to the Lost is like You've Got Mail, except there's a graveyard involved, which...
Aona, second book to
just
Eon.
look at that cover, though.
I totally brought that to our doorstep.
This is Mackie's influence there.
So well written.
Snow Like Ashes, which I also really love the cover of. And it is incredible. I've only read the first book, though. I have to finish that series. Whoops. Ooh, Cursed Queen, which is the second book in its trilogy. And this one I actually preferred to its predecessor, which you will probably see later on. All Our Yesterdays is probably one of my favorite time travel science fiction YA books. It's so smart. It's so
Sounds
clever.
painful.
It's not actually painful because there's not as much romance in that one.
Fair enough.
And the cover is great. I
know,
really
look at
like that cover.
Look at that. Well, we like timey-wimey things in this house, don't we?
Divergent.
We must pay tribute
I
to
really loved Divergent when I first read
when
it.
it first came out. It was a moment in time.
Through the Dark is a series of short stories, novellas really, set in the Darkest Minds world. Also, I'm still back to Divergent for a second. I still really like the first book. The Traitor's Kiss by Aaron Beattie, start of a trilogy, I think, and it is so good. Very slow at the beginning, but it builds up into something that's so good. And jumping back to contemporary, we have Torn Away by Jennifer Brown. A girl loses everything, her family, her home, because of a natural disaster. Polaris, that is the second and final book in the, I think it's Avalon series?
Yes, the Avalon series.
I want to say Avalon series.
Totally
look, here's the
read that.
Imposter Queen. That's the first book before the Cursed Queen. Also really fun. One of my favorite duologies, guys. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Heists and hijinks and clever plans and characters who are technically not necessarily good, but they're also not necessarily evil. Heartless, which is a prequel story that tells you a little bit about the Queen of Hearts from Wonderland. The Mime Order, which is the second book in the Bone Season series. Paige is badass in that book, you guys. For Darkness Shows the Stars is a science fiction retelling of Persuasion.
I kind of want to read most of these books now.
Rites of Passage. If you like Cadet Kelly, you would probably like this book. It's set in a YA military. It's set in a military academy. YA military. Dare You To, which is the only Katie McGarry book I have on the shelf right now because it's my favorite. Beth and Ryan Forever.
I didn't see the U. I thought it was Doretto. Sorry.
And this is the black.
So 2 Caps and
Sponge.
2 Natashas.
Okay, so on this shelf, you see that we have Angel from Buffy, and another Tosh, and a bunch of bookmarks from the Lunar Chronicle series. There's a bunch from Nerdy Girl Designs, and a few from Happy Hello Co. So this is A Darkness, Strange and Lovely, which is the second book of that series. It is set in Paris, which, always a good thing for a book. Then we have a trilogy, which is incredible. It's historical fantasy. A lot of court intrigue in the first one. The second one is more like a family character struggle, and the third one has a bit more of a fantasy bend to it, but so good. All by Robin Lefevre. And there's going to be more books in this world, which I'm so excited about. Avalon, which I love. I've reread it a couple of times. It's just so fun. Hijinks in space. A lot of people say it's similar to Firefly or has the same vibes, but I can't tell you that because I haven't seen it.
We are going to remedy that.
Princess of Thorns, which is about Aurora, or Sleeping Beauty's daughter. It's really good. It's a standalone fantasy, and I really enjoyed it. Ooh, I love the next one. Which, okay, great. Now I'm finally pulling it out. Dramatic, guys. And I Darken by Kirsten White. It is the first of that series, and it is historical. Invasion of the Tierling. If you want to talk court intrigue, let me introduce you to this book.
Oh dear.
But it also has a very interesting twist in the second book that I did not see coming. I have 2 editions of Caraval, the UK edition and the US edition. First in a series. I'm not sure if it's a duology or a series. So fun. 2 sisters get invited to go to this sort of festival, I want to say. Days of Blood and Starlight, part of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. Also really enjoyed that one.
Cool.
Truth Witch, which is the first in the Witchland series. 2 best friends who both have magical abilities. An adventure. Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which is one of my favorite covers because look at those feathers.
And now, check it out.
The Lunar Chronicles. We have Cinder, inspired by Cinderella. Scarlet, inspired by Little Red Riding Hood. Cress, inspired by Rapunzel. And Winter, inspired by Snow White. And Marissa Meyer's take on all of these fairy tales and the science fiction spin she put on them, it's so good. And the gang are just so much fun to read about.
And looky, bookmarks.
Rules for Stealing Stars, Sister Story, Corianne Haydo's debut middle grade. So incredible. I instantly had to buy that one once I finished reading it last year. Never Fade, which is the second book in the Darkest Mind series. Lots of twisty things happen in that one.
I like twisty
and
things.
painful things. Starflight by Melissa Landers, which is so much fun. I found that I'm getting drawn into science fiction as long as the characters are easily likable for me. Oh look, more rainbow things. Isn't that great? This is the paperbacks row. Oh, I made this coaster for Books in Real Life with Rachel. Just wanted to show it. And if you've read When We Collided by Emery Lord, you will know why we chose to write that phrase. What am I even saying? Apparently I've been talking so much I can't even speak proper English.
Well, she's still here.
Also, Warcross, Keychain. I love this book so much. Probably my favorite read of 2017. So good. September 12th, guys. September 12th. Okay, now we're going to show off the paperback. So there is Defending Taylor, part of the 100 Oak series. The girl in this one plays soccer. Tatiana and Alexander, which is the second book in the Bronze Horseman series. Actually, it's my favorite in that series. Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Ooh, fun middle grade coming up. The girl who... Okay, this is a very long title. The girl who circumnavigated fairyland in a ship of her own making. That's the title. Lola and the Boy Next Door, San Francisco YA contemporary from the Anna and the French Kiss series. Oh, one of my favorite covers, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm so glad that they redid the covers and this is what they look like now. Girls in Pants, which is the third Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants book. I love these books. These are my original copies, actually. Time After Time by Tamora Ireland Stone. This very interesting contemporary book with time travel thrown in. Jessie's Girl, which is part of the 100 Oak series. And this one's cute because it's about music. Oh, Forever in Blue, another Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants book.
I was thinking that because I'm like, why jeans?
Second copy of Open Road Summer you are seeing in this video because there is a special short story at the back of that one.
Oi, Grace Sling, love this
good,
book.
so
Katza, love
I
her.
have to reread that book. I haven't reread it in so long.
Beautiful Eyes, that one.
Things I Can't Forget, which is actually one of the more controversial Miranda Keenly books because there's a lot of questioning of faith and stuff like that in it. It's Not Summer Without You, which is part of the Summer series. I still really love those covers. Oh, look at my bruised and battered copy of The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Guess you read that a lot too, huh?
Yeah, I love that book. Ooh, this is an adult contemporary book, so painful, but also incredibly written. Another adult contemporary, Nowhere But Home by Liza Palmer. Set in the South, and the main character is a cook, so she describes her food so much in it, and I'm just like, take me to the South so I can have the good food, guys. A Study in Scarlet Women, which is sort of Sherlock Holmes, but turned female, I want to say. It was really fun. I can't wait for the next one. Night Owls, which is also known as The Anatomical Shape of a Heart in the States.
Sounds cool.
A man called, I can't say this, I'm going to butcher it. Uva? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Ove.
That's not how you pronounce it, but, you know, that was a good book. Oh, The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Hilariously, Macky bought this book, but I don't think he's read it. I've actually read the entire thing.
I've tried.
I kind of want to reread it, though. One of my favorite reads from this year, Alex Approximately. Another very You've Got Mail YA. I'm really into the You've Got Mail thing that YA Contemporary has going for it these days. Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was her debut. Very emotional because the guy dies in it. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is more complicated because there's sort of a very complicated situation that the main characters face. Racing Savannah by Miranda Keenly, also part of 100 Oaks, has horseback riding in it. Come Away With Me by Karma Brown, her debut novel. It gave me very P.S. I Love You vibes. The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. I know a lot of people don't love this one as much, but I really enjoyed it. Summer Days and Summer Nights, which has such a fun cover. Look at that ice cream, and now I really want ice cream.
Now it's just waffles and ice cream. School for Good and Evil. I think this is the third book. Super fun. Or it's probably the second. I can't see it. But I liked it. Sunshine Annie is brilliant.
The Blue Castle by Ellen Montgomery. I got this one as a gift, I think, from my friend Hannah, and I really liked it when I read it as well. I just like the way Ellen Montgomery writes. Time Between Us, which is Tamora Ireland Stone's debut novel. Again, contemporary with a little time travel in it. The Girl Who Fell Beneath Fairyland and Led the Revels There, which is the second book in that series. It's so enjoyable.
I like books with really long titles.
Oh, look at the stuff on the shelf. It's like a very interesting assortment. This is a mug with a quote from a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I just needed it in that hot pink color because why not? Oh, look, there's another coaster from when we did our books in real life, which is also a quote from the book. That cat is from Barcelona. Freaking love James Bay, guys. I love James Bay. Okay.
It's the Bay.
James Bay. And this is a gift from my brother-in-law. That's pretty much all I'm going to tell you guys about that. After I Do, which is my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid, I reread it this year, still love it just as much as I did the first time. Wing Jones, this is the UK edition because it has the sprayed edges, which I really liked. It's Catherine Weber's debut novel. It's got a girl who runs. Catching Jordan, a girl who plays football. I have a lot of books with girls who are sporty, which is funny because I am not at all sporty. We'll always have summer. I love the seashells on this cover.
They're pretty.
They really are. Oh, look, another Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants book.
How many are there?
4.
Ah.
This is the last one, I think, that I had to show. I mean, not the last in the series, guys. I know. My original copy of This Lullaby by Sarah Dessen. I really enjoyed this book as well. It's not in my top 3, though. Oh, look, A School for Good and Evil book. I think this is the first one. I haven't read this series yet, but Macky really, really likes it. So,
oh, yeah, for sure.
On my TBR. The Truth About Forever, which was the first Sarah Dessen book I ever read, and this one is actually signed because my friend Ginger from G Reads Books got it for me. And then The French Kiss, which I read with 2 of my best friends. Stealing Parker, which is my all-time favorite Miranda Keenly book because I freaking love the guy in that book so much. Girl Before a Mirror by Liza Palmer, which is so good. I think I marked that one up too, which I don't think you guys can see. Wish You Were Italian by Kristen Ray, which is set in Italy. It's a very fun book. I'm not very fond of that cover, but the book itself is really good. My True Love Gave to Me, which is a collection of short stories, all set around Christmas or the holidays. Another Sarah Dessen. Look, it's the other copy of The Truth About Forever, the original one that I read.
Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. I need all of her books in my life. This one is particularly awesome and good, and everyone should watch it.
We'll link to his review because he really liked that
Did
one.
I say watch? I should said read.
Just Listen, and you can tell by the cover that this is an old version of that book. The paperback edition of The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. I really like how they did this cover. Again, it's one of my favorite Emery Lord books. It's a tight squeeze, guys. It's a tight squeeze. Look at that. Here's a nonfiction book that I really enjoyed, which apparently I couldn't pull out from that side, so... Paris, My Sweet, and it's about a person who is traveling back and forth between Paris and New York and trying all these dessert places. So obviously there's a good reason why I like that one. And the last book in the 100 Oak series, Coming Up for Air. It was so good, you guys. It's my favorite, second favorite in the 100 Oaks series. I think it's tied for favorite, really. Oh, the Bridgertons Happily Ever After is like a bunch of epilogues for Julia Quinn's Bridgerton series. Oh, I love this next book. My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. Such an enjoyable and unexpected delight. Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. It's the first of her adult novels, I want to say. It was enjoyable. It's not my favorite from her, but I enjoyed it. I believe Macky's going to have to talk about these books next because I haven't read them.
The Miss Peregrine, I swear the Miss Peregrine books are just so good. It's such a closed world and it's so well written and the lore is so rich and just it's got this really cool feel to it, so pick it up. It's
and you
really
like the
good.
movie too, right?
Oh yeah, the movie actually did the book some justice.
Oh look.
Also another So Much in Annie book.
That's the last one.
That's the last one, right? All the tropes are bent with the fairy tale tropes, and
there's more books in that series, right?
there's gonna be a 4th one, yeah.
If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman. Love that duology as well. Love the movie too. I'm one of the very few people who probably did. Saving Francesca by Melina Marchetta. I'm still looking for a version of this book with a cover I like better, but I really like the story itself. You Are Here by Jennifer E. Smith, my other favorite Jennifer E. Smith book. So this would round up my top 3 somewhere. The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons, which was successfully book pushed onto me by my friend Kelly.
Book pushed.
She actually gave that one to me as a present.
I like book pushing.
It's so good though.
So I've been doing to you for the last like 10 years.
I know, right? Ah! Fun times!
Pat gave me that Batman thing. Thanks, Pat.
We're at the graphic novels, comics, and slightly larger paperback shelf. Look, we have a lot of Funkos and figurines. Some of my favorites. There's Dick Grayson. My favorite.
Came free with a DVD of Bad Blood.
Nightwing. Just saying.
And this one
Damian
came
Wayne.
free with the Judas
Also
Contract.
my favorite.
No, it's not. This is
I really
Justice
love
League versus
Robins.
Teen Titans book. Judas
I really
Contract,
love
another
the
one.
Robins.
My two of my favorite comic book characters, starting with Kitty Pryde, of course, Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men run,
And Babs.
and Barbara Gordon, of course. This is her Batgirl
And then you have
outfit.
Angry Batman.
Angry. It's the Batfleck, actually, who I am surprised I actually like him.
Oh look, more.
So I had to get Justice League Dark, which we watched.
Oh my
it was
gosh,
amazing.
it was so good.
It was so good, and Alexa is low-key John Constantine trash.
I am actually.
That's
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle,
Blue Beetle.
from the Judas Contract, which, why not?
Okay, I think Macky will want to talk about these. Though I will say I read the first one and I really, really enjoyed it.
I used to hate court intrigue. I still do, but I will read through it for these books. Jacqueline Carey, just such a masterpiece. It's so well done, and it's got equal parts of everything. Yes, even the erotica. So that actually works. Love it.
Really,
love
really
it.
good though, guys.
Love it. It's so well written, and I can't even be. It's definitely part of my favorite books ever.
Adult though. Let's remember
It's
that.
totally adult books, but I've reread like some of them like more than once now since getting them. This is the second book to my approachable assassins genre. I would like to call by David Baldacci. I am apparently David Baldacci trash. Michael Vey, first book. I figured, why not? And then the rest of it are on my Kindle, so it's okay. I like the Electro Clan.
The next three are the first trilogy in a 6-book series. It's Daughter of the Forest, Son of the Shadows, Child of the Prophecy. Love the first book, have reread it. Love the second book. Not so keen on the third one, but it does conclude the story fairly well, so
Cool.
I guess we're gonna have to give it that. And then we have another trilogy, which I really enjoyed. First is Finnegan of the Rock. Second is Froy of the Exiles, and the third is Quintana of Turin. The second and the third are my favorite. It's the first one and this one where I'm kind of like a little iffy.
Are they all like siblings?
You should read it and find out.
Very well.
I'm not going to tell you anything. Oh, look, we're about to come to the only new adult books I own in physical form.
Don't
And
they
I
call
call
this
them the ABS covers.
The abs covers.
This is the Off-Campus series by L. Kennedy. It's funny, it's smart, the heroes and heroines are so much fun to
and
read
it's about
about.
abs. No, I'm kidding. Probably not.
Hockey
Probably not.
players.
Hockey players.
Which means they have abs.
Which means they have abs. Okay. Fair enough.
Long Leave, I gave that to Macky.
I know. I had a Lang Lee phase. Asian poet. Very new. Awkward. Oh, I love this Svetlana Chamakova. I totally missed her at BEA, but I just really love that
She was
little
at
graphic
BEA?
novel. Yeah, she totally was. I
that's
totally
a
missed
shame.
her.
Oh my gosh, Monster Calls.
And then maybe now cry 800 buckets of tears.
The movie was so good, you guys.
7 tons for each Newbery
Oh,
Award
Wires
winner.
and Nerve, which is part of the Lunar Chronicles. It's the graphic novel of that series. And it's about Aiko, and I loved it. Let's see what's coming up next. The Only Living
Boy. I got these at Comic-Con. I have to read them still. I should put them on my TBR pile.
That's the countdown.
I know. But I just thought they were cool and I wanted to support the artist whom we met. Malaka Frey. This is set in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe, and it was written long before the Buffy the Vampire series, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series actually ended. It's such a landmark because Joss wanted to write. Yes, like we're on first name basis.
First name basis.
He wanted to write a story that didn't necessarily have to intersect with Buffy, and he did.
I really like the illustration style of this, though I haven't read it.
I have to read that
It's
too.
Awake. I think there's a few there you go.
Yeah.
Single issues.
Yeah, for same author. Again, we wanted to support some artists that we met at Comic-Con last year.
Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. It was so good. It's got a lot of text, which is surprising for a graphic novel, but the story is
Do we
very
have the
good.
second one already?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
It's on my TBR pile, hence why it's not
Nice.
on the shelf.
Blackest
Oh my god,
Night.
the only comic I have ever read that has made me stand up and applaud.
I totally made her read it. It was awesome.
By the way, if you notice that we don't have the most updated or recent books, it's probably because they're in our TBR piles, which is a totally separate thing. By the way, Gotham Academy is incredible. I have
Alexa's
the third one.
Gotham Academy trash.
Saga, only have read the first one. Still got to catch up on the others, but it was also really fun. It's very different from the other stuff that I read, which is in graphic novels land, I mean.
Yeah.
Civil War, which I got as a present from I think it was my TBTB Santa. Also really enjoyed that one.
I still like Blackest Night better though.
Me too.
The
Nightwing.
Bay.
I'm a little bit of Nightwing trash.
A little bit? Are you kidding?
I'm mostly Robin trash though. That's the thing.
You like him as with you, so you like Pixie Boots Dick Grayson better than.
No, of course not. Nightwing.
There you go.
Oh, dropped my babies.
Tim.
This one.
Frickin'
Okay.
Drake.
The
man.
first
He's
volume
my
of this
Robin.
made me cry.
He
Like
is
that is
my-
where that went.
Tim
I
Drake.
cried.
Tim Drake is for me the best Robin. Of course, yeah. Please don't kill me, Damian Wayne fans. But
I love Damian Wayne.
But well, that's the thing. I love them all for different things, right? Cassandra, I love you. Hello.
I haven't read that one yet.
I like what they've actually done with her in the post rebirth world. I didn't. She was barely there in the New 52 one. This was something that Pat gave me as well. Yay, Neil Gaiman, thank you for getting me this.
That
book,
looks
Pat.
really creepy.
I know, it's super awesome.
And
Ooh, they got this at Best Buy because I'm Best Buy trash, like for real. I say trash a lot because I am. But it's got the animated version of the graphic novel Dark Knight Returns. Alrighty.
look,
so
it's my Belle shelf. I have a lot of Belle Funkos in case you haven't noticed.
She's prissy, isn't she?
Also, I would like to again say that if you guys are looking for certain books that need to complete the series on our shelves, they're probably in our TBR drawers, which we'll show you some other time. Shadowhunters time! Stickers.
I hate Shadowhunters. Not the series, just Shadowhunters
The
themselves.
postcards, I haven't actually opened them because spoilers for Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, which I can't read until I read the
Like,
rest.
I do not like Nephilim.
Samplers of Lord of Shadows.
I cannot stress enough how much I hate Nephilim.
Before we continue with the Shadowhunters part,
Sorry.
let us tell you about this 4-book series.
Can we
that we
please, the world needs to read Aragon.
Aragon,
I mean,
Aldous,
it's got its flaws. It's not the most perfect series,
Brisingr,
but I don't know.
and
I just
Inheritance.
really,
I actually
really loved
cried
it.
reading
I
the last
cried in Inheritance because I
And
took
that
it
one's
seriously
signed.
first of all, and it was signed by the great Christopher Paolini.
I mean, can we please talk about how young he was when he crafted this
Just like
thing?
19 when he finished Aragon.
Way
which
to
is,
make me feel like I can't achieve anything in
I'm
my
a
life.
cactus flower. I will bloom in my later years.
I love that series though. It is a bit dense the way the Lord of the Rings is dense, but it's so good. One more thing about the Aragon
The movie sucked.
the movie
Oh my
was
God,
so
it was
sad. There was so
terrible.
much potential and it failed
I mean,
us.
Jeremy Irons. Anyway, speaking of good book
to movie adaptations. The Hunger Games trilogy.
And look at how pretty these covers are.
This is probably one of the very first dystopian series I read in its
probably the
entirety.
only
I
dystopian
was sobbing
series
at
I
5
like.
a.m. because of frickin' Mockingjay.
I can't. This is just I was so stressed reading it.
And of course, now we have the pretty box sets for the Mortal Instruments.
Can I go back to
series.
hating Nephilim now? I just hate them all. Well, not all of them, but most of
I
them.
have only read the first 3 books: City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass.
And if you think about it, the main characters of this story are the only Nephilim that are okay. Like
I actually really don't like.
most of them are just
Unpopular
crappy.
opinion, I am not a
they're
Jace
all
fan.
horrible people. I don't like Jason Clary either.
Jason Clare. The only reason I really enjoyed this series.
That Jason Clary are the first people we meet in this series that are actually the almost okay
I
ones.
like
I'm just
Magnus
like,
and Alec, and
Magnus
I
and-
actually enjoy Simon and Izzy as well. It's
Magnus
literally
Bane
just Jason
is-
Clary that I'm just
I
like.
can't even. Magnus Bane is so like.
But
it's not
we really
fair.
love these
I want to be
pretty
that
covers.
hot. I'll never be that
And
hot.
as you guys know, it's on my summer TBR to read the entirety. So
This is on my summer TBR on the other hand because I have read the 6
Infernal
books.
Devices.
But here's the
Heard
thing, right?
amazing
So I
things
finally
about them.
finished Lord of
Am I
Shadows.
supposed to cover my ears now?
No, it's fine. No spoilers. But there was so much in there that I'm like, oh my god, she probably put them all in the
Clockwork
novellas
Prince.
and in
Is
this
it Angel?
this
No,
prequel.
Clockwork Angel. I'm sorry.
So I love
Clockwork Prince.
backstory like nobody's
Plus,
business.
it's historical though, because it's
So
set in London.
there's so many
and
ways that
Clockwork
Cassandra Clare
Princess.
probably tried to destroy her readers by putting tiny details in that new readers wouldn't notice. But then anyone who's read the Clockwork Prince would go, "Oh my God, my heart! It just went away."
The Bane Chronicles, Love Magnus
Oddly enough, I
Bane,
tried reading this, but I guess I don't know.
Tales
Maybe
from the Shadowhunter Academy, which was about Simon. Oops, spoilery if you haven't read the series. I know the spoilers.
Well,
Sorry.
who cares? I mean, it's about Simon, but maybe doesn't matter.
And
Okay. Now we're on my
almost
shelves.
at the end. Now
this
we're
is
on
my
Mackie's-
Stephen King shelf.
Well, not all your shelves.
Alexa was kind enough to grant me a Stephen King shelf because
Well,
it was
he needs
awesome.
his own shelf,
I totally-
really.
Well, technically, it's the Dark Tower shelf, because if you think about it, it's all there. But anyway, on writing, currently my writing Bible, and then we've got the first book I ever read as a child. Yes, Stephen King's In the Eyes of the Dragon. It was a book report. And I loved it. I felt so boss being a 6th grader and I was
this
reading
cover
Stephen
still
King.
creeps me out.
Love Dr. Sleep. It's such a good I can't
Do
I
you
like
have
it better
to
than
read
The Shining.
before you
Not
read that one?
necessarily, no. In fact, reading The Shining just makes it's fine. You can read it by itself.
Good to know.
Because The Shining was more about his dad, and Danny was 5. Now, okay, the first 3 books in the Dark Tower series, it's out right now, so gonna watch it over the weekend. But it's The Gunslinger, The Drawing of 3, and The Wasteland. So
I like these covers, actually.
I like these titles, The Drawing of 3, and then The Wasteland. So a friend of mine, JC, who got me into this thing, loves The Wasteland.
I like the title of this book.
Wizard and Glass I can't even begin to it's huge. It's technically a prequel, but the story is told within the timeline as they're heading towards the tower.
Okay.
So it's a really great. It's like wow.
I also like the title of the next book.
So Wolves of the Kala. This picked up like years later after
Song of
Wizard and
Susanna.
Glass. Song of Susanna, winding up to the end game, and of course, my God, the Dark Tower itself. A lot of mixed reviews, I think, from non-Stephen King fans, but I can't even, like, I'm such a tower junkie, I can't function.
I like this last book's title, too.
The Wind Through the Keyhole was something,
And its cover.
it's such a gem to have a book like this. This literally happens in between, I think, Wizard and Glass and Wolves of the Kala. And it's just telling us of stories.
What is
but
this
it's
one?
such a that's just the Dark Tower, it's like the Roads of the Dark Tower, like a guide. Like totally
Okay.
got it.
You have to read it along with the books.
Not necessarily.
Guys, we're at one of our favorite authors' shelves. And Macky was the one who introduced me to this author, so it seems fitting that he
I've
will
been
probably
book
talk
pushing.
the
I
most
book
about
push.
it. These are our Tamora Pierce shelves, which we
Oh,
love.
Tammy.
Okay,
I
so
love
we're going to
her.
start with this shelf, which is the bottom
Ironically, I
section.
did not start with this series, but because I was super spoiled. But this is the
is the
Alana
Song
series.
of the Lioness
The song
Quartet.
the song. Oh, let's do it.
Alana,
formally.
the First Adventure, In the Hand of the Goddess, The Woman Who Rides Like a Man, and Lioness Rampant.
Frickin' rampant. Okay, this is when Alana of Trebond just kicks so much butt and grows up and becomes
It also just
amazing.
reads like one long book, so it's best to binge
It
them.
was supposed to be written that way too.
Wild Magic.
This is the next series. Happens right after
Wolf
the Alana
Speaker.
series. It's about a young girl who.
Emperor Mage.
What does she do? She has wild
and
magic.
The Realms of the Gods. or In the
So
Realms of the
Alana
Gods.
had grown
This
up already,
is the Immortals Quartet.
and it's set in the same universe. So you'll see
So
Alana in
good.
there. which
That's
is
my
super
favorite,
awesome.
actually. of
This
the-
was the series that I started out first. Super funny story how I got to do this, but I don't want to out myself on my anyway. Point is, I was about to say the word.
That was my mistake, guys.
Point is, I picked up Protector of the
First
Small
test.
at a friend's house, and I thought
Protector
it
of
was
the
super
Small.
cool. And I thought, wow, what
Squire.
an engaging world! I want to read everything
and
in
Lady
it.
Knight. Also a very good series.
Because Alana broke the rules, she became a knight. And now that she made
Kel
some
is
progress,
amazing.
it's finally there. There's finally a chance for girls to become knights.
Which is pretty damn cool.
The next in the series chronologically would be I'd like to say my favorite because
You love
I
Allie.
love Allie, and again my weakness for redheads, not the Alana type, the Allian of Pirate Swoop type, but Allie is another character in the Alana universe.
And she's so badass too.
She's so badass.
I love that Tamora Pierce just writes such badass females.
Oddly enough, Tamara is going backwards in time, so this
Terrier,
is
Bloodhound,
Terrier,
and
Bloodhound,
Mastiff,
and
the
Mastiff.
Becca Cooper trilogy,
Yes.
which I have not
The
read.
ancestress, I don't know, of one of the characters. Super ironic that the character was a rogue and this one was a policewoman. Okay, Tamara Pierce had 2 universes. Some of my
my
friends love this universe better.
I love this universe so much. guys.
But this is in another universe called the Emelan. Well, we call it the Emelan universe. It's a story about 4 kids who discover that they have ambient magic that is not academic but tied to the works
Called
that they do.
the first series is called The Circle of
The
Magic.
Circle of Magic. When the 4 are brought together, so Sandri's book, she does thread
Daja's
magic.
book,
Daja
Briar's
does
book, and Trish's
Smith
book.
magic. Triss is a weather mage, and Briar, who is a star of this book.
And then we have Circle Opens, which is when they start moving out from their scholarship together.
Yeah, and
they go
travel
on
the
different
world.
adventures. Yeah.
And Briar has.
I think we have Dancing Steps, which we don't own, Street Magic, Cold Fire, and Shatterglass, which is my personal favorite in this particular quartet.
Briar is my favorite, and he has plant magic. Anyway, this is
Will of
the
the Empress.
third, I guess,
Those
in the
eyes are
cycle.
so pretty.
Where they've all grown up now. They're 18 years old, and they've done with their
There's a couple of
apprenticeship.
other books, but we don't actually own them yet.
Yeah.
This is our other set of Alana books. Our friend Danica has the first one, which is why it's missing one.
Yeah, these are just such interesting copies, and plus, it's always good to collect.
We like to collect copies of our books. As you can see, we have another copy of
I
Wild
have all of
Magic.
these at home in Manila.
And I love this cover for The Realms of the Gods.
Yeah, and these are both my favorites.
We have a lot of
books
copies of The Realms of the Gods.
from the Dane series. So Dane's the name of the young girl.
Oh, guys, wait! It's our favorite
And
copy.
the crowning achievement of our collection.
80s version
the
of
80s
Lioness
version of
Rampant.
Lioness Rampant. My goodness, look at that 80s headband right there.
Look at the big
Look at
rock
that.
she's holding,
wait,
dude.
hold up, spoilers, but oh my god, right? Because she's a redhead.
Look at the
Of course they have to give her a green tunic, but yes, she's holding the rock. I wonder what that is. Spoilers, but I'm
But
pretty sure it
it's
was not
just
that
so
big.
funny.
Whatever that rock is, after reading it, I'm pretty sure you could put it in a box, and the box did not have to be a shoebox. Okay, small, humble, but powerful Garth Nix shelf.
He also book pushed this on me, by the way.
I totally book pushed because and to this day,
Still so
nothing
good.
is as fresh as the Aberdeen series. I mean, come on, man,
is
necromancers,
called Bug Crusher.
necromancers. That's the bug crusher. Necromancers who can make sure that the dead stay
Oh, wait.
dead. How cool is that?
Why did it-
starts with the book
Okay.
Sabriel? And then that book right there is the Bug Crusher, which collects all the 3 books in the Abhorsen series.
Seriously, that thing is heavy.
It crushes the bug. Garth Nix calls it the Bug Crusher, by the way. The Golden Head, which happens after the Abhorsen series, you should totally read that. Collected stories by Garth Nix, Across the Wall.
I like that
I read it.
cover.
That was fun. That was
It
fun
matches
too.
the other
that,
ones.
that was fun too. And then here are collections of the
I actually have a box set Macky
Yeah.
gave me, which I'll probably bring over.
That's the box set that I gave Alexa because my
is not
original save. No, that's totally it. That I gave you.
These are not the exact copies you gave me. Those are in the Philippines.
Oh yes, yeah, but they're those same covers.
Yes.
And I actually got my series in Australia.
Look, it's a Star Wars shelf.
Oh boy, yeah.
You're missing Leia.
Yeah, we should because we love Carrie Fisher. And
I love that
Leia
there's 2
Organa.
BB-8s.
I know, 2 BB-8s.
great.
We've got
And a
Ray,
random snowtrooper.
We got Ray and Jin. The snowtrooper was thanks to Pat, so thanks Pat for this stuff. But these are
And there's a
I
tiny
actually
stormtrooper, by the way.
have like the whole now non-canon like series
Someone's
of
bitter
Star Wars
about this.
books back home. But these are the ones that I really come back to. And read over and over again. So this is the X-Wing
Still haven't read
series.
these.
There are a lot, but this first quadrilogy was written by Michael Stackpole. Love this. This happens canonically. So there's my sweeping gesture. It canonically chronicles how they took down Coruscant back for the New Republic. The next one is the Wraith Squadron. So Wedge Antilles decides to go, I need an infiltration squad that are also pilots, but so they get a bunch of scrubs to do it, and it's the best, most sarcastic crew ever. You have, then these following ones are just, set throughout the different timelines, inserted into the larger non-canon Legends universe. Now, I'm bitter about it not being non-canon because
actually
this
mine.
is no longer canon anymore. This never happened anymore. The Courtship of
haven't read
Princess Leia, which is my favorite.
Oh no.
And then we've got the Young Jedi Knight series, also not canon because we only have Kylo Ren now, as opposed to Jason and Jaina, who were
amazing.
Han and Leia's
They sounded
first kids.
amazing.
Yeah.
And we're at our final shelf, guys. Are you excited? This is the manga shelf with a couple of arcs as well. And as you can see, we have Funkos for Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury, and our 2 favorite Sword Art
This is the
Online
shippiest ship of all
characters,
ships.
Asuna and Kirito
I-
are amazing.
No one This is like beyond
My
bias,
babies, look at my
right? Like
babies.
I know there are probably more believable and acceptable pairings out there.
But they're amazing.
This is my favorite of all time.
I like how
Nobody
we
can
switched because
say
I love
otherwise.
Kirito and he loves
I totally
Asuna.
love Asuna. Like we both want to be Kirito and Asuna also, like in that order. Like we both love the opposite, but we also want to be them.
Okay, we have the collected, chapters of Orange. There are 2 volumes. Kristen from Super Space Chick recommended this. It's contemporary with a time travel twist, which I really enjoyed.
So this is the card captor Sakura omnibuses omnibi.
Guys, they're going to release more stuff next year.
I love card captor Sakura so much
He
that,
pimped this
that
to
the
me.
last spread of the final chapter was my desktop photo for I think the latter half of my
Look
college
how pretty
days.
they are.
Because it's like, can the world just please be this simple, and can I please just have this love? But anyway,
He pimped that to me, and I also really, really adored
I
that series.
still love it to this day. So there's just no question. I got like gift cards from Alexa's mom back when we still weren't married, for Christmas, and I totally bought the omnibuses.
One of them doesn't match. I just realized this spine-wise.
It's probably
Oh, good. 2 more books for me to talk about.
What are these?
It's the Fruits Basket Collector Editions. This is Volume 1, and that's Volume 2. Kristen! I blame Kristen from Super Space Chick for getting me into this, and I enjoy it so much.
I actually watched these back in college, but it didn't really take.
I'm not surprised it wouldn't take with you.
Right. Unlike...
Fushigi Yugi!
Which I also...
I love this. Gift
totally...
from Rachel Felicelli. Love that anime. One of my all-time favorites.
We're gonna have to add to the shelf because we now have the Genbu arc.
I know!
We have the whole
We have a lot
Genbu
of things
arc.
to add to our shelves. First,
Sailor Moon, because we must pay tribute where tribute is due.
I'm slowly
But to be honest, I actually gravitated more towards the Ray Earth and Cardcaptor Sakura in the whole Mahou Shoujo arc.
Here are the 2 volumes. Love the show as well.
It's such a great twist, you know what I mean? I mean, it didn't have
We talked
kind
about
of...
that in the anime tag.
Right. It didn't have like the most kind of semi-modern take on how women should be with Usagi and all of that stuff. But I don't know. I just really like the 3 girls and the Escudo better. Anyway.
So we've shown you a bunch of Clamp things.
In the essence of Stephen King's, the Stephen King universe.
This
is the Clamp universe. Clamp basically just said, you know what, we're going to take all of our property and put it together and slap together in one series and call it the Tsubasa
I haven't
Chronicles.
read this, but it sounds
At the center
amazing.
of it is Sakura and Shaoran. Again.
From Cardcaptor.
And Alexa was like, why didn't you tell me this existed? And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And so we got everything that we could.
We're still
that was on
collecting
sale.
them. We're still missing some. Okay, now it's my turn, I think, because these are arc stuff. So I have an arc of 6 of Crows, which is incredible, and a sampler of Language of Thorns, which is beautiful. I cannot wait for the finished book. I have a manuscript, a bound manuscript, that's signed by Brody Ashton, Cynthia
that's
Hand, and
gorgeous.
Jodie Meadows, and there's also a stamp on it for My Lady Jane, and there's the arc. And then, this is like the arcs that I keep. I also have a bunch in the Philippines, but these are the ones that are still here. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, another book I absolutely loved. You guys saw my finished copies earlier. Ooh, I'm so excited about the next book. I can see what it is. Well, first, let's talk about the Something Strange and Deadly trilogy. Love these books. I'm not much for zombies, but these kinds of zombies I'll definitely read about. And then there's Truth Witch, which, as I said earlier, has 2 friends with magic on an adventure. And of course there's Warcross, my all-time favorite read of 2017. So good. I'm so excited for this to come out and for people to read it, and I will keep talking about this book and how much I love it because I can. We're finished! We finally come to the end of the bookshelf tour for 2017. It was a lot of fun to film, even though it did take a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of effort. But hey, here we are, and there's not everything's on here, I guess, so this is what the shelves look like. Again, RainCon 5. I wonder what's going to be the next time we do a tour, but maybe more shelves, maybe more books, I don't know.
If you want to find out about our TBR stuff, well, we'd have to film a separate video for that, so let us know. And if you have any questions about anything on the shelf or any of these books, feel free to ask in the comments.
Let us know.
We hope you enjoyed this video and our slightly irreverent commentary.
Extremely irreverent. There's no formality to that whatsoever. It's terrible.
And we were excited to film it and share it with you. All right, guys, till next time. Bye.